TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome, everyone, to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour. And as always, it doesn't matter where you're at as long as I'm here in the free state of Florida, and I'm here at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have? Well, everybody's kind of getting ready to hurry up and wait. We've got some issues with whether or not the government is going to raise the debt ceiling. We got kind of some debate on whether or not they're going to pass a ridiculously large spending bill that will suck all the oxygen out of the economy. We've got a lot of other questions. Most of those should be settled by about Wednesday or Thursday this week, once the Kabuki Theater that is Washington, D.C. decides to close for the winter. Anyway, we're going to probably see a little of that. Not a lot of confusion at the moment. I don't know what God would call it, confusion. A lot of concern right now. We've got a couple more days, and generally the cold light of day tends to heighten the senses around Washington, D.C., and they do what they need to do. So we've got a few days of that kind of stuff. Of course, we're getting into the season where we're talking about fund buying again. That really kind of starts Thursday, Friday this week. Normally you get a dip in the markets that's kind of short right before fund buying. I think that's to get people short, and then they start marking them up. Maybe that's sector rotation, but it just happens so many times around the 29th that you get a 30, 40, 50-point move lower in the S&P, and then that just goes right on up into fund buying. Anyway, fund buying really starts Thursday, Friday-ish. Probably see a lot of it on the 4th and the 5th still. More and more funds are trying to buy later in that cycle after they see what happens. So we shall see. Anyway, we're off like 4 points on the S&P cash. NASDAQ's up 63. The Dow's up 158. Russell's up 36.37. So we shall see. But I will steal from Steve Rhodes. We have a mixed bag. What else is going on here? There's not much going on. Probably the most interesting stuff for me is how little right now short sellers have to get involved to move a couple of stocks. I was thinking about AMD hopefully going down, getting a few more shorts in it. It's up a couple bucks after being down, $1.50 earlier in the day. Was hunting Sava, S-A-V-A, a little while ago, and didn't like it. The first day that it had any huge shorting, it just took off like a scalded ape. As we all know, scalded apes are the fastest thing, even faster than the speed of light. Anyway, other things going on. That's kind of it. A lot of other stuff that had been winners, kind of weaker. Certainly NASDAQ tech stocks on the wane, and the S&P really Dow kind of holding up a little bit better. Again, I think some of this stuff is a lot of mixed friendly fire from politics. Hopefully that gets sorted out in the next couple of days and doesn't drag on and on and on and on. But we shall see. Anyway, volume wasn't all that exciting on Friday. It's a bit better today. we're doing about 6.6 billion shares. We only did about 9 billion all of Friday. So I don't know what you can say. A little up, a little down, a little rotation. This is the time that we do tend to see fairly general sector rotation. So there's not much going on in that. People have gotten some emails about gold. And right now, it's how to get your cash out of China. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that, whether you live in the country or you're there, or even if you're just working there, or in Russia. Find out a lot of articles about how people in big tech are getting beat up in Russia and threatened if they don't do exactly what the thugocracy of both countries want. Kind of one of the more interesting news items out over Friday was Stan Lee, who wrote all the comic book superheroes with Disney. There's kind of a weird law in copyright that every 36 years, your how can I say it? Whatever you had copyrighted reverts back to you. This goes back a long time ago, and including today, because the law is still in effect, where people would get swindled out of their copyrights for music and movies and books. And they thought, after 36 years, we'll just have it. Whoever they gave it to, the license to, it comes back to. So Disney woke up last week to Stan Lee's brother, who now owns the copyrights because they go to whoever it's left to in the will, or whoever gets it after probate. Anyway, he's sent a letter saying that in a year and a half, that 36 years comes up. Guess what, Mr. Disney? It's time to renegotiate all over again. And Disney said, "Niet." But law is pretty plain. I don't know. Disney has some fairly good clout politically. They've been able to molest copyright laws for a while. 1986, the familiar symbol of the Mickey Mouse ears was supposed to go out of copyright. They got it forced through, I think in 1986, to extend that. What they had to do, no one knows, but it's more of a issue where you can see the evil of Disney in some of these. But, the streamers, I think a lot of them haven't had an original original idea in a long time. So as we look at what happens in some of these streamers, I think in a lot of these ideas, like I said, are not new. What do they have to pay for content going forward? Disney, not much going on. It's been in a downtrend. I mean, you're up a little bit today, but look at the last 4 days going up on volume here. Almost nothing. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month, and try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And as we return, just a reminder, Hollywood could go on strike on Wednesday, and especially Netflix, but Disney too could see that. I have a feeling that's why we're seeing volume lighten up in Netflix and Disney. To a lesser extent, Amazon Prime, but I don't know if it really matters that much to them how much money they're making. Other kind of broadcasters also have probably a little bit of exposure. But the streamers, AMC, movie theaters, all that stuff. The last couple of strikes really left the writers' strike and that kind of stuff, left the writers themselves worse off than when they started. But there's probably a fairly good case that they've been in the last year probably taken a little bit of advantage of in some of the contracts that they had. So I imagine they're going to be a little bit more than pumped up to go to the mats, as we like our Godfather references to the mats on that. But we shall see. Anyway, yeah, about 4 days of nothing for Netflix also. Just something to think about. Let's see. Hang on a second. And let's see. Well, I was going to do a little history, and I thought I had it down here. But I don't. We'll do it in the next segment. Yeah. Maybe not. And Wild Bill Kickoff got kicked out of Kansas in 1869. Roosevelt appeals to Hitler for peace. Which they all saw how far that went on this day. John Kipling's son, John Kipling, got killed. And, of course, the famous poem about that one. And not much happened today. I'm going to pass on history. Even on tech history, there wasn't much that happened. Anyway, we're going to continue to watch. A lot of people thinking that after a lot of history with debt ceilings, that everybody always figured it out at the end. But we shall see. Give me a call today, 877-927-6648. GNUS. Question about what is this all about, Stanley? Stanley wrote comic books and had them published. He was not an employee of the company. They helped negotiate the rights for the stuff he had. So I don't think Disney has a lot of legs to stand on. Would have been different if he was an employee of any of the companies that are all involved and wound up in this. But not bad. As far as one of the dinners pushing Genius Brands, GNUS, actually for a penny stock, it doesn't look all that bad. Got to $1.48 today. I'm not exactly sure about the case as stated. I'll have to do a little research, but this is kind of what you're looking for in fairly big lows in markets. The only thing I could say is I'd really like to see it test $1.32. You tested it on the previous low, kind of, on about 65% of the volume, so that's good. What I really like are these nice pops, as this had on May 14th up to June 9th, and then these long, slow, painful sell-offs. But again, they're long, they're slow, and they're in a lot of volume. Eventually, everybody just kind of gets out. You do have a light enough volume that you don't need to retest it, but your odds just get better if you do get a retest of 132. I could see a good scenario where maybe we see the market take a big plunge on maybe some no debt limit thing fiasco go on this week, and find a lot of these stocks at much better prices. So the only problem I have is the next few days until they sort everything out. If it all goes by and they all join hands and sing Kumbaya, that's fine, but not a bad pattern out here. And this one, I guess, the theme of the dinner in there, Dan, saying that they just renegotiated their Marvel. Is it Marvel? I don't know. I'm not one of those folks that gets that involved in the Marvel versus DC comic world. But he says they just did it with Stan Lee. So maybe not too bad. Maybe that's why you're starting to find a little low out here. Everybody has a case until you go into court. And then you find it's very different. So I believe that you believe. Whether I believe it or not is another story. Okay, we're going to go to Earl in Seminole. How you doing today?
Good, David. First-time caller to your show. And I'd like to have you take a look at CMI, Cummings. I'm in it, and I'd like to know what's a pretty good target to look for.
For what? Long or short?
Long.
Okay. Everybody just assumes. You had a fairly nice low at 217. There is long-term support at 210. The biggest problem I have with Cummings is, of course, what they do, which is under direct assault from the current administration. I'm just wondering, with energy prices up 60% higher than they were just a year ago, if that isn't some of the problems with Cummings. Also, there's supply disruptions. We're shipping less stuff. Does that mean more or less engines? I would say, where I'd be interested in it is just a hair under 210, 209, 208. That would be a fairly long-term pullback to support. You got a nice day today, but you got no volume in it comparatively. We'll see how the end of the day goes, but 500,000 shares.
I'm looking to know how long what it look like, what it might run up to before it stalls out. It's on a nice bounce up here the last few days.
Yeah, you already in this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go to break here. If you want to hang on, you can.
Sure. Sure.
So resistance comes in about 237-ish, 238. We'll be back in just a minute.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we come back, we still have Earl.
Yeah, still here. Yep.
Guy so famous, they made a TV show out of him. You're not the same Earl, though, right?
No.
Okay. Anyway, the big problem I have is just higher energy costs for anybody in fossil fuels at any point right now. I mean, I've got so many flaky ideas being thrown around. Today, the head of the Department of Transportation was trying to push solar roadways again. I mean, these nut bags have not even looked and seen that.
I've got a little bit different take on it. There's hardly anything in this country doesn't move by train or truck, and Cummins is the biggest diesel engine provider in the world, let alone. And they've got big contracts with Europe and all over, and plus they're a great dividend stock. So, I don't see a lot of downside. I see more upside in Cummins than down.
I would if there weren't so many supply disruptions. My guess is that the whole slide on this thing is the fact that we're probably getting a whole lot less from overseas, and all you have to do is go to. I went to Sam's Club this weekend. We're back with toilet paper shortages. So again, it would be if we were firing on all 8 cylinders, as any standard engine should have. I kind of see that, but I just go into stores with half the stuff missing, and I know that half just didn't instantly disappear. It just never got there. So as I'm thinking that this would be a great play when all that stuff actually starts flowing again. What do we got? 80 ships out there circling Long Beach, waiting to offload.
Yeah, that's true.
So as soon as that starts flowing again,
appreciate your analysis.
I just think if once I think you're probably right long term. In the short term, I see a lot of stuff missing, and shipping, and every time some company gets a COVID scare, they shut down for 2 weeks, and of course it just ripples through the economy. So I think you're right long term. I just in the short term, it just seems like until the shortages turn around the other way and we start getting more stuff on the shelf, probably a little weaker through that period.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay. That was Earl. He had his own television show, although he won't admit it. Anyway, there's a lot of good companies out there, but there's just a lot of stuff happening. Okay. We've got some other emails. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Question about Boeing out here. As I've said before, it started hitting the papers last week. The biggest problem I think Boeing has is not the reputational low that they have. It's more about the pilot shortage and whether or not we can get a change from maybe 65 to 67 for the retirement age for pilots through. And I think we're going to need it. Frankly, there's just not enough new pilots coming on board. So we shall see. But, you got a little flag out here. You got no volume. Probably for a while until we start seeing more business traffic. It's probably what you're going to see. They're slowly getting all those new planes through the door. And, of course, you can't really, now that they've got very fuel-efficient 737 MAXs ready to go, those things are starting to get back in the air. Biggest limiting factor for a lot more before Christmas is just how many pilots you can get through the simulators to get them requalified to fly, and how many people actually want to fly, thinking that they're going to get mugged by a fellow passenger or delays or all the other horrible things that air travel was once looked at on high. Now everybody goes there with their gym shorts on. But, grumble, grumble, get off my yard. You know me. Look like we have an AMC. No? What else do we have here? Okay, my comment about movie theaters earlier about AMC from John in Pasco County. Welcome, John. I haven't seen you before. Okay. Yeah, just look at all these. In fact, not surprising the last few days out here. It's not, let's go a little closer here so you can see. It just kind of looks like someone's shoulder here, doesn't it? Last 7-8 days, just kind of rolling off for volume, which in a downturn is okay. Of course, you still have monster short interest from a lot of these companies. Let's see what's been going on here. The proverbial meme stock. This company should be bankrupt, and of course, just got lucky. Actually, it's not as bad as you would think. There's some signals out here that, don't look that bad. Done a 50% retrace. What do we have here for short volume? Every day is about 30% short on this stock. See what the bi-monthly is. Only about 1 day to cover, but 19% short. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on this. You might get a little better price if Hollywood strikes on Wednesday. But again, that's something to keep a close eye on. But not a lot of volume here. If they come to an agreement, and I don't know if I'd be long overnight in AMC, but it does look like maybe this is ready and able for them to squeeze literally a bankrupt company one more time, as people apparently just haven't got the memo on shorting this thing. But yeah, you might find some good intraday rips in this. And, as big and heavy as this short at 20%, I wouldn't say that there's a problem with it going back up to 52. Where's Mr. Means when you need him? Okay. Okay. Yep, all the Shoreman's out. Hey, I got a question. Is it just me? Is it just around here? Or was it everywhere? That everybody's having toilet paper shortages. I just happened to be Sam's Club. I noticed that the tanker truck full of sized toilet paper wasn't available. That's it. Back in.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
As we return, question to look at NVIDIA. This thing's just going sideways out here. Like I said, I suspect the big pop probably going to be or the first of the drive back up to retest the highs. And a lot of these tech stocks is going to start, I don't know, probably as soon as the budget deal or budget cap, maybe that better way to describe it, is taken care of. But we shall see. I think it'll be a lot of saber rattling over the next couple of days. Ideally, what you'd see is a retest of the 206.62 on lighter volume, a deal, and then, Katie barred the door with lots of cash coming in for fund buying. And we'll see. Let's see. Got that. Okay. So we got to that. Let's take a look at some the SMHs. A lot more discussion over the weekend for the blogs and the podcasts that I follow on semiconductors about shortages there too. You got a little less here. Yeah, volume. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot in this either today. So you're not getting a real good signal. If you go a few more days, you could break. This is a fairly dangerous pattern, and that is holding above the 3x3 for 10, 15 days, a couple of days below it, a couple of days back above it. You really don't want to make any decisions until you get a close back below it. But ignoring the headlines, a close below in the next couple of days in the semiconductor space would suggest you'd go back to where you started, which was about 255. So not the end of the world in semiconductors, but you got to be pretty wary here of the SMHs showing this is exactly the kind of pattern that I look for. It's not as pronounced as some, but fairly good. Again, any close below a 9-day, and yeah, probably a 9-day. Let's go ahead and see what that one looks like. Come on. Yeah. You're just same kind of thing here. Any close below a 9-day 3x3 here in the next couple of days would imply a retest of probably, I'm going to say 257, 258, which would be nice, especially if you had one of the leveraged products. But you don't have any close below that at the moment. So a lot of times you get a bounce on that. Other questions, let's see what we have in the email segment today. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. And what else do we have here? Okay. Ronald's back. He wants to look at what? Intel, huh? INTC. Intel on Friday broke ground, but it's going to be 24 months before that fab starts producing. That is about $18 billion up front for two different fabs. I think it's by Larry Pesavento. Maybe he'll have some more color if they talk a lot about it in his city. But certainly some huge expenditures to build stuff. The question is, does it matter in 22 or 24 months? And most of the stuff they build from the time that they turn the machines on till the time it goes out the other side is like 3 months. So let's call it 2 years plus. It's nice that they're building something. They probably should have built those things years ago. They've licensed some technology from Taiwan Semiconductor to make these things a little bit better. Taiwan Semiconductor. Let's take a quick look at that, TSC. Well, you got a big day. Oh, that's Tri-State Capital. Taiwan Semi. TSM. Sorry. Actually, this doesn't look too bad, too. You bounced to 125, you got back to 113. This gap on August 25th came up with 22 million shares. You got into it with 9. You always have to worry about China invading. Say you can always buy calls instead of using the equity. I think, even if you had to go out 2 months or something, that would be preferable than taking any risk long term. Just depends on how long you want to be in this thing. But yeah, it's actually looking like this one is kind of in a good state. I'm just kind of surprised you didn't get much more of a bounce out of Taiwan Semiconductor than this one. But yeah, a lot of things over its head. Again, shortages continue to roll through on this. That's why I was saying for Cummins, I wonder how many of the diesel engines now have some kind of control unit that has part shortages, or maybe the fuel injection, or, I mean, literally everything has a chip in it almost anymore. So I'm always kind of worried, not only from the argument that everything has to go on trucks. That hasn't changed. It's whether or not that we've got that much, and whether or not they can actually produce products in a world where shortages are now the norm. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. Okay, what else do we have here going on? Yeah, still off. Right, yeah, off 5 points on the S&P cash, up 109 on the Dow, NASDAQ off 62, Russell up 44. So I'm going to say a shotgun blast. That's what we have today. A little bit of stuff everywhere. Okay. We looked at that. Got a question about Apple. Is this just a bounce in the downturn from Jonathan? You pulled back pretty hard. You didn't get much of a bounce, 141.27 to 147.47. Kind of just going sideways, down a little bit from Friday. Again, this whole thing. I'm going to go back, and we're going to talk about Best Buy when we get back. It bounced today, but I went in their stores again. And, for but it was almost the 1st of October. They don't have much stuff in the store. Kind of a bogus upgrade today. But other than that, not much going on. We'll be back in a minute.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
As we come to wrap up the show, we're going to take a look and see what we have for the way of volume here today. As I said, volume better today than it had been on Friday. We did about 9 billion shares. We already have about 7.3, almost 7.4 billion shares now. So whatever we got going on here, the great sector rotation today is interesting. NASDAQ, of course, the weakest. S&P almost flat. Dow up a bit. Russell up a whole lot. Question from Louise. Nice to hear from you, Louise. About Adobe. Yeah, I would think that this is coming back to about 570. You've got a fairly nice support level right there. It goes back to the pop up on June 18th. That had 6.7 million shares. Today's down. It's not that bad. It may take another couple of weeks to get back down. Adobe also could be doing an ABC on the way back up, back from that part. But you know what? Just got a lot of no volume and no buyers here. So I would err on the side of trying to get this at 560, 565-ish. I think that's where this thing is coming back to. And I haven't looked at it real hard, but you really just had a whole couple of months with no volume. It just kind of little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, till it hit a high and then it's fallen apart. Generally a pretty good indication that you're kind of come back where it all started, which is that big gap up back on the 18th of June with some volume. You had some volume the other day, but that was, again, a gap down. It didn't hold that gap. You got even more to the downside here. As I said, I think we're probably looking at buys here in the next few days. We just need to get through them, let the dust settle in Washington, D.C., and a few other places. Then I think we're ready for the rally into the fall as you. So when you can, not when you have to. See you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Building wealth trading in the stock market